Hello Lolas, welcome to my channel. Guys, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and when you get done listening to the video, leave me a comment below. Also guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is the same as my channel, MsSerenity Smith. Make sure you share this video and share with all your friends. I am constantly trying to get more and more videos up. I'm gonna put Puck in this same little newborn outfit that Noah had on, that was bought by Jazz Marshall, my friend. And this little, and the blanket came from Mary. And I'm gonna go ahead and get Puckaroo changed out. But I came to it's not like I haven't known this before or thought about this before, but I don't know, for some reason I just really been thinking about it heavily because I've been on the edge of wanting a new doll, and I realized something that I realized this long time ago, which is why I slowed down, is that these dolls are not designed for average people or just ordinary people to be able to afford to collect. And you know, I've been fortunate, I've been very blessed to have had opportunities and found ways to be able to still, you know, collect some of the most beautiful babies from, you know, some of the most prominent sculptors and artists over my time. But, you know, I keep doing this to myself. I go back and forth. I'll be like, okay, I get it. These dolls are for people that have the money to just spend. And then soon as something else come out that I really want, I wiggle and finagle my way into getting that that particular doll. I think that reborns are a lot more affordable, and even though they have gone skyrocketed too by a lot of the overseas artists and stuff like that, there are still some very good artists out here that has not really went above the threshold of what I could afford every now and then. Because even with reborns, I couldn't afford to just buy everyone that I wanted because the prices have went so high. And I was on a post the other day, reading a post the other day where a lady was marketing her work for silicone painting, and then I seen other artists come on and tell her to basically she needs to raise her prices because, you know, it's too low. And she was saying, they were saying that, you know, collectors will buy her dolls cheap and then sell them for higher, so therefore she needs to raise her prices much higher. And it's like, I've seen that happen a lot of times where artists get attacked for charging reasonable or fair prices because the other artists that charge out the yin yang, they want everybody's prices to be high so that the collectors don't have a choice and, you know, won't question their prices because it's like, oh, that's what everybody's charging. So even if they're not on that level to where they should be charging that yet, they still want them to charge it. And, you know, I thought for a moment, just for a little inkling of a moment, I thought, you know what? blank kits would be a great idea for collectors that, you know, can't afford to buy the all completed, you know, silicone babies and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of people out here that would love to own silicone, but they just can't because of the price. And I thought the kits was going to be the way that they would be able to get them in their hands. I'm sure it's still, you know, opportunity out there, but it's like, you got, in order to get an affordable kit and get it painted right, you're going to end up with either alien looking sculpt that resembles nothing of a real baby, or you're going to get halfway decent sculpt and jacked up painting. It's just like, it's hard. And then it's hard that way, but then if you forget it, if you want an ethnic baby, now everybody and their mama is trying to learn how to paint AA and biracial babies, and of course those prices are going to be even higher. So I just don't see where this hobby will be affordable to average people anymore. And of course, you can't be mad at the artists because they need to feed their families and live. So, you know, especially if their work is good. So it's like, okay, well, let me shut up and stay in my lane because this just isn't for me. It's for the rich. And, you know, like I said, if you catch a deal, good. But for me, you know, like one of my favorite YouTubers, I'm trying to do other things with my money right now. I'm working on my home, and, you know, Gabby, you know, got a lot going on. And I've been doing that for a while, but then, you know, I always tell myself, oh, I deserve to do something for me. Well, I've decided I'm going to stop saying that saying, because that something turns into a whole lot. You know, and I got to stop doing that. And so I'm going to be just, you guys got to help me. When you hear me talking about a baby, just tell me don't do it. Because I'm really going to work on budgeting. I'm going to make myself a baby every now and then. I may buy a reborn from another artist every now and then. But I'm going to probably take a real serious break from buying silicone for a while. I am still going to practice on painting the kit that I have. But, you know, going into that can be as expensive as just collecting them, because I was just looking at all the supplies you have to have for painting the silicone blank kits. And then the kits, you know, I got lucky this time, but for the kits that I like, they cost almost the price of what, you know, a full completed basic Joe Blow doll costs, just being blank. So you know, by the time you get drinking wet, armatures, and all that, you're already at $3,000. So, and you don't even have no paint. So that is not something that I will be doing on a regular basis. You can't just go out and say, oh, I'm gonna buy up a couple kits like you do with the reborns. Even with the reborns, it add up, because you get 10 kits and you've spent $1,000. But the thing about the reborns is, you know, if I buy 4 kits and I sell 2 of them, I'm okay. Silicone, if I don't get comfortable with painting them myself and I have to pay somebody to paint them for me, now silicone painter artists are wanting to charge just as much as the regular sculpting artist, and that is absurd. When I really, I was thinking, oh, it's not that bad. But then when you start pricing it up against, when you start putting the price up against what you pay for the kit, if you get a nicer kit and pay more money. So if you get a kit that's going to cost you $2,500 and then you pay the crazy price that people are charging to paint, then guess what? You're not that far off from buying top of the line second market doll. For instance, if I get a kit and I want it to be painted AA or biracial, because there's only so many people that can actually paint that in silicone, the painting fee starts at $2,000 just for them to paint en route. So if you pay that on top of paying $3,000 for the kit, we're not going to even get into the shipping. That's $5,000 already for a painted kit by someone that, no offense, but the doll isn't gonna sell on second market as fast as it would by a very popular artist. And why does that matter to me? Because I sell my dolls all the time. I don't keep them for long periods of time, and that's no secret. So it's no use to me going into something thinking it's going to be forever when I know that as soon as I want something different, I'm going to want to sell it. And if I can't sell my dolls on second market, or I got to hustle hard to get them sold, that's not going to work for me. So I'm not saying that they won't sell, and I'm not saying that these people don't deserve what they're charging, because I mean, I haven't even got started yet, and I'm just the little things that you got to get and all the different nuances of how you have to do to prep for this painting the silicone is already annoying enough for me. So I totally get it if they want to charge that money, but that just took buying kits off the table for average people too. So I feel people's frustration when I hit this stage. I be on a high, you get a new doll and you got, blah, 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 and you're feeling yourself for a moment, but then the reality soaks in. Is that going to be the last one? Because I just really can't justify it as an average person making an average income, which is why, like I said, I don't, sometimes it's the way that things are being said. When I can understand a lot of the stuff that some of the collectors say on their channels, as far as when they talk about prices and the struggle and all this and stuff, but sometimes I think we just put it out there differently, and it makes it sound really bad. But I do get it. It is kind of crazy. I've been I've done enough of I deserve to have this, or I deserve to have that, because when you add up all those, I deserve to have this and I deserve to have that, you could have bought 2 cars, put down down payment and your closing costs on a new house. By the time you get through adding up all this, I deserve this or that. My uncle used to tell me all the time when I was younger and me and my husband was struggling to we was raising our kids, and we did it ourselves. We didn't get no type of assistance from anyone or whatever. We have 4 children, and one day I said to my uncle something, and I said, I'm getting me something, and I said, because I deserve to have something out of the check that I work for. And he said, that's fine and dandy, and that's true. He said, but don't let that be a habit to where you say that every single paycheck, because you will soon find yourself not saving anything, because you'll be taking care of that I deserve itch. And that was so true. And once he said that to me, I stopped saying that and I stopped doing that, and my savings grew. So I gotta go back. I gotta roll back to the old me with how I used to spend. Now I spend money like water, like it's nothing. I spend money like I'm rich. I will, you know, take man, I'm looking at Katie's hand. It looks so real in the inside. Wow. Huh. The moment when you realize that your painting is actually better than you thought. Okay, I just tooted my own horn. But anyway, yeah, I gotta get back to where I used to be. I used to like would not spend $20 on a pair of jeans. Now I'll spend $24 on a pack of Pampers. Like, okay, like that's okay. You know, anything Gabby says she wants in the store, anything like that. When my other children were older, I would be like, no, you're not getting that. Because knowingly they're gonna just play with it for the second, probably on the car ride, and then by the time we get home, they're over it. But now it's like whatever she wants. And the reason why I do all that stuff is because I feel like, oh, I spend this on dolls, I can spend this on, I shouldn't be not spending it on this or that. And so it becomes worse because not only am I spending on my hobby, now I've started feeling like guilty that I spend so much on my hobby, so I spend more on other items too, because it's like I'm trying to justify. As crazy as it sounds, it's like I'm checking balancing myself. I'm trying to justify my guilt of spending the amount of money that I spend in my hobby. So I'm gonna see how this goes. You can call it I'm going into rehab. Maybe I'll do a series. Maybe I'll check in with you guys and let you guys know how it go. But I'm gonna limit. I'm not buying any more diapers. I had a pack of diapers that I was gonna send back. I'm not gonna send them back simply because I'm just gonna buy more if I do. So I got enough diapers in here to last a lifetime. I'm gonna, as soon as I get through doing what I'm working on, I'm going to do a nursery tour. I'll show you guys some of the crazy stuff that I collect that I don't even use that often. But I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop ordering pacifiers and bottles and swings. I am going to get my baby hammock. That's the only thing I am going to get, because I was watching another channel, Katie's channel, and I love that hammock. And I am going to get that for my bedroom, maybe by Christmas. I don't know. Probably sooner, knowing me. But I'm not going to do that. All the other kits and stuff that I said I was going to buy, I'm not doing that. I'm going to stop buying reborn kits until I actually sell the kits that I have. Other than, of course, the ones that I do have a suggested kit, 2 suggested kits. So I'm going to cut that clean. And then I'm going to, you know, not just have $800, $1,000 worth of kits or $1,500 worth of kits sitting in here. I'm going to sell that stuff. I'm not going to buy outfits or clothes just because so-and-so haven't had on a new outfit in a while. They're just going to wear the same stuff over and over again. I'm just telling you some ways I'm going to cut back on my hobby. As much as I love my Claire Taylor dolls, I love, and I feel like out of all the artists, and I know people hate when I say this, but I feel like out of all the artists that deserve what they charge, I feel like Claire Taylor deserves every dime of what she charges, because of the fact that she gives so much more in her dolls than you get in any other dolls. I mean, and she does it to perfection. She always put her best foot forward, and when she send the babies home, they're sent home beautifully, and they look good, they smell good. You know, it's not for me. That her dolls are definitely for rich people, and you know, people that have that money. And us collectors, we have to, you know, the ones that can't afford it, we have to start getting ourselves frustrated because we can't afford it, and we have to start beating the artists up because we can't afford it. Because, you know, there's also Porsche and Lamborghinis out here that I would love to sit in my driveway for eye candy, because I wouldn't want to ride one. I don't actually like them, just for the record. But just for Pete's sakes, for an analogy, I would love to have, but instead I drive a Chevy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to, I can't go to Lamborghini or Porsche, the Porsche store and say, hey, you need to lower this price. I need you to lower this down to an Impala price because, yeah, I can't afford this. My neighbor can't afford this, and it's not fair. I can't do that. So I can't expect the artist to do that either. So that's where I'm at. But I think the reality of the situation is that this is not a poor man's hobby. And a lot of this stuff that's out here, I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of there are some dolls out here that are affordable, and people say, well, there are some affordable, but majority of the ones that are affordable, they're affordable for a reason. And every now and then you luck up on someone that just doing it because they love it and they're passionate about their work, and they're afraid to charge more or different reasons like that. But majority of the people out here, especially in the reborn market, everybody want to make some money, so they're painting, and you get these flat babies with no depth, barely no shading, one coat, one color, skin tone color, and a lip color, and all this rooted hair and lashes and stuff, and they slap an $800 price tag on it, and everybody say, oh, that's affordable, you know, because you can get a whole toddler for $500 nowadays. And you know, but you're not getting quality. So, but what I'm saying is, when you want quality, you want the designer doll, you want, you know, a lot of times you are going to pay out the yin yang, and that makes this hobby not for the average Joe Blow. And I think that it's okay if you are average. I've done it for a while, so I can't speak against people that are still doing it. I found ways, like I told you, I sell to buy, whatever I gotta do to get. But the reality of the situation is, for me and my own convictions, I don't feel like a person on my salary, in my situation, should be running out and spending $5,000 and $10,000 on a doll. It's just that type of thing. I don't own credit cards. I don't spend anything on credit. So when I do spend money, it's raw cash. So, which is another thing. People talk about people that spend money, put their dolls on credit cards. You know what? That's better than spending cash, because you paying on time. And if you decide you just don't want to pay it anymore, which is bad, because that's bad. That's why you get bad credit. I'm just saying. But you still got all your money in the bank. And not only that, if they got that type of money to spend $20,000 and $30,000 on a credit card, that means they're credit good, and 9 times out of 10, their bank account is sitting real pretty. So I don't throw that out there as like that's a bad thing. A lot of people like to say, yeah, she probably maxing out her credit cards. Well, boo, I'm sorry that you don't have a credit card to max out. I'm not hating on those people. I think it's great that they can afford it to be able to put it on a credit card. So I'm not hating on the people that have it to spend. I'm not hating on the artist that's charging it. I will say though, I do feel a little irritated and a little salty. I am a little salty about the kit situation, because I had got hyped up and said, okay, here's a great way for me to downsize and go into the kit situation. But now I see the artists are starting to try to capitalize off of the kit situation. So now, that just takes that away. So I'm just like, forget it. That I'm just out of the game completely, because I'm sorry. I tried. I wanted to be okay with it, but I can't. I am not going to just pay money for a crappy doll just to say I got a new baby. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to pay a smidget off from paying what I could pay for going all the way. I mean, my thing, if I'm going to pay $5,000-$6,000, I might as well go ahead and pay $8,000 for something, nicer. And And, you know, second market, you can find stuff. I've seen second market. I mean, they may have broke legs and broke arms and, you know, missing a little matting here, a few dry spots here or there. Because the collectors done drug them around their house or whatever they do to damage them the way that they do, because it's kind of crazy. I've never seen so many dolls be damaged from one person, but hey, when they selling them for half the price of $3,000, you know, I guess that gives people the opportunity to get the dolls, and that's, you know, kind of where people are going. And that's another reason why people hate it, but that's why BabyCon is still around and doing well too, because they're charging a fraction of what these other artists are charging. I guess the artists feel like if they get more for one doll, they don't have to do 10 other ones just to get that one price for the one. I don't know, but it's their business. It's the way they do it. I'm not buying a BabyCon because I'm not supporting knowingly that, you know, that they steal other people's sculpting and they don't necessarily sculpt. I'm not gonna do, I can't do that with a good conscience. I won't lie, I probably would buy an Avatar second market, but I will not put money in BabyCon hand. I would not. There's a lot of other artists that does it too, but they just don't talk about it. But I'm not gonna get into that either. But I just, you know, anyway, that is my whole spiel for today. I got a bunch of videos that I had in rotation that was talking about this and that I want to kill, and that's why I'm doing this video. So I'm doing this video, and I will probably see you guys next week. Okay, let me stop lying, because then y'all won't come back and check for my video, and half of y'all probably didn't even make it this far. So if you make it this far, in the comment below type bossed up. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me stop being stupid. I didn't even tell y'all that this is Puck Santana. He is Puck by Lillian Breville. He was painted and rooted by Claire Teller. I actually don't have a silicone baby in here that's not painted by Claire Teller, other than the blank one that I have to practice on. So I wish you guys all the best, but I'm going into rehab now, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.